The Dodgers lose to the Chicago Cubs. They've dropped their last 3 series. They've lost 6 of their last 9 games. The Los Angeles Dodgers are officially in a funk. And we're talking about it next on the Dodgers Nation postgame show.
Another payoff. Fenny got him with a slider. It's Teoscar Hernandez. Mookie masked. It's a grand slam.
What is up, Dodgers Nation, and welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show, the #1 Dodgers post-game show on YouTube. My name is Doug McKain, credentialed member of Dodgers Media. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe, hit the notification bell, hit the like button. Join us on Discord. Join my new channel, The Big Lead 2. We have Dodgers stuff over there as well. But let's get right into it because the Dodgers, they lose again, and this team clearly at this point is in a funk. And you could make the case that early on this season, that 8-0 start did not tell the true story about this team so far. That 8-0 start kind of masked the issues that this team was having early on. That 8-0 start was in large part due to heroics and coming back in 6 of those 8 games. Walk-off home runs. Shohei Ohtani being Shohei Ohtani. Big home run by Mookie Betts. That team just refusing to lose. But now, since then, that team has lost 6 of 9 games. That team has lost 3 straight series where they've lost 2 of 3 games in those series. First, the Phillies on the road, then the Nationals on the road, and now the Cubs at home. And the one common thread that we're seeing with this Dodgers team right now is they just cannot score runs enough. The offense is just not there, and it's the bottom of the lineup, and it's also guys in the top of the lineup. And it's just not sustainable to throw on your bullpen and your starters tight game after tight game. Yamamoto got it done behind a dominant performance on Friday. Yesterday, Roki pitched well, but then the wheels fell off with Ben Kasperius. And then even today, you get 2 high-leverage relievers out there, Blake Treinen and Alex Vesia. Both of them give up runs. Blake Treinen gives up the home run to Crow Armstrong, and then Alex Vesia gave the single to Horner. We'll talk about that inning too. Some thoughts on the defense in that inning. So the offense not doing enough tonight. The Dodgers, they get out hit once again, 8-7, better than yesterday. They gave over 20 hits, but they get out hit 8-7, and they score just 2 runs. 2 runs for this Dodgers offense tonight. Just 2 runs for a team that has Shohei Ohtani, Mookie Betts, Teoscar Hernandez, all this talent up and down this lineup, and the best you could do is 7 hits and 2 runs. Shohei Ohtani went over 5 tonight with 1 strikeout. You're just not getting enough production. And early on this game, it felt like, hey, this would be the game that the Dodgers would come to win. Where you're on Sunday Night Baseball against the Cubs. You salvage that series. Bottom of the 2nd inning, after a 1-out single by Michael Conforto, Will Smith, he singled to center to get Conforto to third. Few batters later, Kike Hernandez at the plate with runners on the corners, and Kike comes through for his first non-home run hit of the season, a single that put the Dodgers up 1-0 early.
Kept the Dodgers way off balance, but Kike sends one into left. And Kike Hernandez delivers a 2-out hit here in the 2nd to give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead.
So you're feeling good, 1-0 lead. Everything's going to be better today for the Dodgers. Then top of the 3rd inning, Crow Armstrong had to hit a home run this season, and he's back playing where he's from in Southern California. 2nd pitch against Glasnow, he hits a bomb, 4-seam fastball that just caught a little too much of the plate, and that tied things at 1. Then you jump to the 6th inning, and then Michael Busch, former Dodger Michael Busch, went absolutely off this series. And I know that he's a a great dude who's going to say all the great things about this former organization. And yes, he certainly was blocked, and there's no doubt about that. And you got Freddie Freeman, of course, you'll take that. But Michael Busch went absolutely insane. In his last 10 games with the Dodgers, by the way, Busch is hitting .308 with 3 homers, 3 RBIs, 10 runs scored. And another big-time moment, it's a 1-1 game there in the 6th inning, and Michael Busch, he crushes a solo shot. It was the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Tyler Glasnow goes with the slider on the inner half, and it just didn't have that bite to it, and Busch hit it out.
Good battle going on here between Glasnow and Busch, and this ball is hammered. Right field, and let's see where it lands. Deep in that bullpen, and Busch does it again.
So another bomb for Busch, and that puts the Cubs up 2-1 there in the 6th inning. And then next batter, Glasnow gets Swanson to ground to short. So I thought that Tyler Glasnow had a positive outing. In all, I think it was a good outing, especially after what happened in Philly where he did not perform well enough in the rain. And I think that just wasn't a good outing for him, of course, for obvious reasons. You want a little more from him, and he couldn't find his footing. But tonight, he comes back. He goes 6 innings, gives up 3 hits. Problem was 2 of those 3 hits were solo home runs, but still, you'll take that. This is first quality start of the year for Glasnow. 7 strikeouts through 98 pitches, 54 for strikes. Not a ton of swing and miss for Glasnow, just 7 swings and misses. So we've yet to see him really get that dominant performance out of him, just to get that guy that goes out there and gives you double-digit swings and misses. And look, this is someone that, sure, the fastball has been as electric. He's still topped out at 97.5 today. But you have to remember, he has the biggest extension as far as his 7.5-inch extension towards home plate. So that 95, 96 looks like 100 to hitters. You just want to see a little more on the curveball and the slider and just kind of getting those secondary pitches rolling like we've seen him. And I think that does start with fastball command. But look, like I said, 2 runs, 6 innings. You got to feel pretty good about that. The issue was the run support by the Dodgers. By the way, welcome to the Dodgers Nation post-game show. We're going to go crazy on the comments a little bit. Let's read some right now before we continue this. Why didn't Freddie start? That's from Matty Man Dodge 5. Dave said before the game that it was just a scheduled day off for Freddie Freeman, still working his way back off that ankle injury. They're not going to force him into action every single day. You got the 6 straight games. So it made sense. He did get a at-bat late, an opportunity to get on base to have Shohei represent the tying run, but he grounded out on the first pitch. So, yeah, I mean, look, that's a great point. I mean, this team, yes, offensively, they've been really struggling at the plate. They haven't had their best pure hitter consistently in the lineup. So, at some point, you're hoping to get that, and hopefully things do turn around, because I do think he is the glue to this lineup. We got Ron Fick, D-Mac, Dodgers, these Showtime fans, stop. Put Miguel Rojas in the lineup. The guy is useless. He had 2 hits yesterday and also did some good impressions. We'll talk about the lineup, though. Trust me, your takes are valid. I want to hear what you guys have to say about your Dodgers. Drop them down below in the chat. We got to remind me who we got back in the Busch trade. That's from Tim G. Look, I still think that was a good trade. You got Jackson Ferris and Zaire Hope, 2 guys that have continued to emerge in this organization. Jackson Ferris, their top pitching prospect. If I had to do the trade over again based on where the Dodgers are at, if Michael Busch is a first baseman, you got your first baseman in Freddie Freeman. So when it comes to sustainable winning, you have to get top prospects for some of these guys, and you don't have to keep them on the 40-man roster. So, look, yeah, I mean, I don't think they're going to lose too much sleep about trading Michael Busch just because of the talent that they have at the position that he was going to play. I mean, the position that he plays, I don't know. The guy won World Series MVP and just had the most iconic moment potentially in Dodgers franchise history with the first walk-off grand slam in World Series history. So, yeah, the truth is it was a good trade, all things considered, based on what the Dodgers are trying to do, and that is have sustainable winning and not be one of those organizations that has a couple of elite seasons and falls off a cliff. I'm looking at you, Chicago Cubs from 2016. Where's that dynasty that we were promised? Jose Akiri, what up, D-Mac? We've got, we said, what up, D-Mac? We need a cleanser series like this Rockies one. No way they don't get back on track against them. Tortoise for life. Victor Banos, Frere, Billy Parker in the mix. We've got Jason Q. We've got Peter talking about Hassan Kim and rushing. Okay, so let's get back into this one. Bottom of the 6th inning, after Glasnow gave the solo shot that gave the Cubs the 2-1 lead, it was a much better approach that inning for the Dodgers offense. Conforto gets a leadoff single. Will Smith doubles. That gets Conforto to third. And runners on second and third. Max Muncy quickly falls behind the count 0-2. Then takes a couple good pitches. And then on the 5th pitch of the at-bat, the 2-2 count, he hits a sac fly to right. That ties things at 2. So you're back in this one. It's tied. Then you get a pitching change from Craig Counsell. In comes Roberts. And they're unable to get more runs. So I think you look at this game, that was one of the innings that the Dodgers had an opportunity to score even more runs and get ahead and get a lead. They couldn't do it there. Kike with the runner on third. He lines to third, and then Rojas, he gets ahead in the count 3-0. Couple pitches later, 7th pitch of the at-bat, he lines to center. So they get 1 run on 2 hits. It should have been a bigger inning there, quite frankly, for this Dodgers team. And we just haven't seen that boom, knock you down and give you the 12 count type of innings for the Dodgers that we saw a lot last season, where you're getting those crooked numbers, scoring 3-4 runs, tons of extra base hits. I mean, before the extra base hit that we saw by Will Smith there in this inning, the last time the Dodgers had an extra base hit in this series was Tommy Edman's 3-run shot on Friday night. That's how long they had gone without an extra base hit. That's not what this lineup is supposed to be doing. They're built to slug, and they just have not been doing it. So the Dodgers, Cubs tied after that sac fly. You move to the top of the 7th, and then Crow Armstrong facing Blake Trinan, 0-1 count, and he crushes a home run to center, 412 feet. That puts the Cubs back ahead at 3-2. And then couple of innings later there, top of the 8th, Alex Vesia into pitch. And this is where the game kind of got away when you look at where the Dodgers are at right now. I mean, they needed to play with the lead, to get a lead. A 2-run deficit just feels a little insurmountable right now for this Dodgers offense. And that's why you can look at the offense, but you can also look at the defense. And I've been saying it all season long that Tommy Edman really is truly the Dodgers' only above average defensive player when it comes to just grading out, right? Outs of average, defensive runs saved, right? A lot of guys are hovering around below average to average. And look, that's fine when you slug and when your pitchers are dominating hitters and you're striking out a lot of guys, so that doesn't put the ball in play and expose the defense. But when you're not doing that, sometimes it can come back to haunt you. And there in the top of the 8th inning, a 3-2 game, Kyle Tucker at the plate, he hits one to left, and Michael Conforto had an opportunity to make a play here to get that first out, and he's unable to do it. Goes off his glove, hits the chalk, and it goes as a ground rule double. Here's check it out.
Sends this one to left, coming in now, going back. Conforto, he cannot make the play. Foul ball.
Well, first things first, I've always said it. Mouth closed, you're going to have a lot of issues. Second.
So it just kind of starts to hit off the edge of that glove right there, and he needs to be a little more aggressive right away during that at bat. He needs to be aggressive right away because he needs to get to that spot. He needs to just not look at that chalk, not look at the chalk as if it's some wall, it's some barrier, because that definitely is not the case, right? So I think that was the beginning of an inning that really showed that the Dodgers, they lack when it comes to just having an advantage defensively. Because after that, Tucker gets the third on the wild pitch by Vesia. Then Vesia walks Turner. And then he does come back. He strikes out Michael Busch on 3 pitches. Then Dansby Swanson hits a moonshot type of foul ball that was in the air for an eternity. Kike, he rushes in, and he's able to make the play. Really fantastic job there by Kike Hernandez to get the second out. And then with runners on the corners, Horner at the plate, first pitch, he singles to right. And on the play, Teoscar Hernandez tried to make a play on it. He ends up going back and going right instead of charging it right away, and the ball just bounces, and they end up scoring a run. Tucker scored, and that gave the Cubs a 4-2 lead. So, yeah, look, Teoscar Hernandez, he's got a slug, he's got a hit, and that's what he does best. But the defense in right hasn't been as good as he's capable of playing. So, I mean, that's an example right there of just the read off the bat has to be a little more. He has to be a little more decisive on that read off the bat. He just wasn't in that situation. The Dodgers end up getting that inning after Vesia picks off Horner there, but still, you give up the other run. It takes away the momentum, and you're trying to claw yourself back into this one. You feel good about a 1-run deficit, especially with Shohei Ohtani due up, but in that situation, that 4-2 lead that late in the game, based on how this Dodgers offense was looking, it felt daunting. And then bottom of the 8th, you go 1-2-3, couple strikeouts, and then bottom of the 9th, Kike, he strikes out swinging. Freeman hits for Rojas. He grounds to short in the first pitch. Then Shohei Ohtani, he grounds to first to end the game. So, yeah, the Dodgers offense, not good. Not good. I mean, just objectively not productive right now. So throw some numbers at you for this Dodgers offense right now. They scored 5 runs total in this 3-game series. 2 today, 3 on Friday, lost 16-0 on Saturday. They've scored just 3 in the 27 innings this weekend. They scored in just 3 of those 27 innings. That is too long and too many droughts. And when your bats are that cold and they're just not seeing any success, it really starts to wane on the offense. Shohei Ohtani, the best player on the planet, he was no hits today. 0 for 5 on Sunday. Had 1 hit in his 12 at-bats this series. Just 1 hit for Shohei Ohtani. That 1 hit was a single. So not a good series for Shohei Ohtani, and it really does make you wonder if it's time to at least consider some sort of a lineup change, because the truth of the matter is, with Shohei Ohtani, he's not seeing a lot of great pitches because there's no hitters on base, so teams are saying, hey, we don't want Shohei Ohtani to beat us. We know what he's capable of. And then he's also pressing a little bit, right? He's expanding the zone. You're seeing kind of the timing a little off, not in great rhythm at the plate. But, I mean, he has 3 at-bats with runners in scoring position. I mean, that's insane. That is insane. And the reason for that is the Dodgers' bottom of the lineup, they have combined to hit 154, 230, 278. So a 230 on base percentage for the Dodgers' bottom of the lineup. That's their 7, 8, 9 hitters. They are combined 28th out of 30 teams. 28 out of 30 teams when it comes to OPS. I mean, that's just not going to get it done. And look, I guess today, the interesting development today was you look at the runs that they had today. I mean, they were generated by the bottom of the line. The Kike had the RBI early, and then Max Muncy, he was batting 7th today. He got a sacrifice fly. So both of their RBIs did come from the 7 and 8 hitters. But as a whole, this season, I mean, the top of the lineup struggling right now for sure too, but still, I mean, the bottom lineup as well. I mean, they go 1 for 6 with runners in scoring position. They left 8 runners on base, just 1 extra base hit today, and then 0 yesterday, and then you had Tommy Edman on Friday. So they're just not slugging right now. That's the problem for this team, is they're just not hitting, not slugging. The offense just can't put together great at-bats, and a lot of times what we're seeing for this team is swinging early in counts and then getting into bad counts, and then it's defensive swings, and that's leading to flyouts and ground balls and just not putting yourself in a great position to get great pitches to hit. And I think that is something that needs to be looked at for sure, just kind of the approach that they're having right now. Just look, I mean, we know that struggling is contagious, but I mean, 5 runs in 3 games against the Cubs. And we're talking about a pitcher yesterday that had an ERA over 7. Today, unfortunately, Justin Steele, who had a great year last year, he's going to miss a season, possibly Tommy John or a brace surgery, whatever it is, it's season ending. He has to decide. But today, you go up against a Colin Rea. I mean, yeah, the offense not doing enough, and it was disappointing to see. And I think for this Dodgers team, I really do think that it's going to be interesting to see what they do defensively, because I've been saying this all year. If you guys have been watching this show all year, I'm not panicking at all. I'm really not. I mean, look, this Dodger team got swept by the Reds last year, and they won the World Series. They got swept by the Phillies. They won the World Series. This is a Dodgers team that, hey, guess what? Yesterday was the worst loss since 1965 for the Dodgers. What happened in 1965? They won the World Series. So I'm not saying what's going to happen now is going to lead to not winning the postseason. That's what this is all about for this team. But this year has been pretty interesting, to say the least. And I do think that some of these decisions that are being made right now, as far as Andy Pages, Andy Pages, his defense has been better than Teoscar's and has been better than Michael Conforto's. Teoscar has hit. Conforto, for the most part, hit. He had 2 hits today. But I think that Tommy Edman really should be the center fielder. He really should. I mean, you saw an incredible play by Tommy Edman to save a run today. I mean, Tommy Edman made a fantastic defensive play that really just shows you the kind of guy that he is. I mean, this is someone who's truly a special defender. And, I mean, top of the 3rd inning, you got a runner on second, and Happ at the plate, and it was just an incredible play by Tommy Edman to charge it. I mean, it's just a little blooper for most guys, and he charges it, dives, he makes the catch. I mean, that saved a run. It would have been 2-1 early for the Cubs. He charged it, makes a play. When you have Tommy Edman at center field, in center field, when Tommy Edman's in center and he's impacting the game like that, hey, when Mookie needs a day off, you can have him at shortstop. You can also have him at second base, where we know he's a Gold Glove level second baseman. But with Ha-Seong Kim hitting the way he is, I think that it'd be a lot to say, okay, we're going to bring you up and see if you can hit big league pitching and handle big league velocity and play center field, where mostly you've been an infielder for your career in the KBO. So if Ha-Seong Kim continues to hit like he is, he had a 2-home run game, incredible exit velocity. The power has surprised many down there. But I think the optimal lineup could possibly be Ha-Seong Kim at second. Let's see what he has. Tommy Edman in center, and then Mookie Betts at shortstop. And then what do you have? You actually have 2 above-average defenders on the diamond, and it strengthens the defense in the middle of the field. Center field, I think, would complement Conforto and Teoscar, and I think Kim can be electric at second base. I mean, just talking to Miguel Rojas and some of these guys, I mean, they're very impressed with his level of defense. So, yeah, I mean, look, defense has not been valued as much in modern baseball, just because it's a 3 true outcome game with strikeouts and things like that. But tonight, it reared its ugly head. And just go ask the Yankees last year if defense matters, right? I mean, it literally led to the worst collapse that we've ever seen. Here we go. We got, or at least one of them. Luis Robert Jr. in Dodger Blue. Troy Heyman. I've got Bob Nightingale on the show this week, possibly tomorrow, but I'm diving all the way in on Luis Robert Jr. tomorrow, 12 o'clock, Dodgers Dugout Live. Don't miss it. So we're talking Luis Robert Jr. tomorrow. Got a lot of thoughts on him. Talk to some people that cover the White Sox. So we will get into that. OTC, D-Mac, I want you to ask Roberts why Kim isn't getting called up. He's better than... So I'm going to ask Dave tomorrow about Ha-Seong Kim. I'm not going to try to put pressure on him or anything, but I'm curious to see what Dave has to say about if he's heard anything about Kim. Because I actually think that Kim is it's a little too early. It's possibly just like a tad bit too early right now for sure to bring him up. But I was talking to a scout tonight that has talked about Kim, and he said that he's making a case to come up. So that's the good thing is he's playing very, very well. But like I said, if he comes up, I'd rather see him at second base than in center field, even though they're playing him in center, and he definitely has the ability to play that position. Mitch, Master Music, no chemistry at the moment. Dugout looks depressed. I think that there's kind of this, if you get, it's kind of this like post World Series, post all the World Series hoopla, little malaise, little funk that they're in. Now it's time to settle into the season. And look, some days you're super into your job where you're like, okay, I'm going to have a great day at work. These guys, they're really consistent with the way they go about their work. So I'm hoping that this could help the team. And I think too, it's a little bit of a wake up call. And I remember just sitting in the press room, and Dave Roberts was asked if the Dodgers are unbeatable. And I'm just thinking, this is baseball, man. No one's unbeatable. Tommy Lasorda famously said, you win a third of your games, you lose a third of your games, right? It's the other 100 that matter. It's the rest of those games, really, that matter. And, look, I think you look at where he's at, and that's kind of the thing. Now, other thing, too, I think that if you are a baseball fan and you're just kind of looking at this team from the presentation, right? Ned Colletti's talked about the presentation. The defense hasn't been great. The bats haven't been great. The pitchers, I think, have kind of made up for some of the deficiencies of the offense, but at some point they're going to have their bad nights as well, so you can't rely on that. So that's kind of where they're at. Now, Dave did say before the game, I definitely want to mention this to you guys, Dave did say that he was looking at 150 plate appearances as the time when he's going to assess and evaluate Andy Pages's at-bats and just where he's at. And Andy Pages last year had close to 450 plate appearances. This year, I think he's close to 50 at this point. So that would pretty much roughly give you about 30 games to kind of give him a true evaluation. Yeah, Pages 47 at-bats, 149 batting average. And I think the thing about in 67 OPS plus. So look, I'm for it. The last thing you want to do is pull the plug on a player where they were close to clicking, and then you don't reap the benefits of giving them those opportunities, right? There is no currency like experience, and you have to live through the bad to get to the good type thing, right? That's just kind of how it works sometimes. So I think that the good thing for this team is honestly for the way they played. Imagine if instead of 6 of those 8 comeback wins, they only got like 2 or 3. You could truly be looking at a Dodger team right now that's 5 games back in the division. You could be looking at a Dodgers team that is trailing the division by 5 games. But instead, they're 2.5 games back of the Padres. They're sitting at 11-6. Padres 13-3. Giants at 11-4. So that's where they're at right now. And the good thing, too, is you got the 3-12 Colorado Rockies coming in for a get-right series. And that's the Slump Buster series. Sometimes you need a slump buster, man. Hey, sometimes you just got to find ways to get out of a slump. I roll up to McDonald's. Give me a Big Mac meal large. Crush that. Next day, give me the frozen, the froyo. Swirl it. Next day, somehow, some way I'm feeling better. Sometimes you got to find ways. What is your guys' slump busters? Let me know down below. How do you guys get out of slumps? Let me know down below in the comment section here. A couple more here. And we have got all two guys here. D-Mac, what up, Jacked42? He's not a leadoff guy. $1 billion team. That's from Mark Goldman. We've got the real 005. They can't put 5 runs average per game. Paul Ringgold. Ohtani is far from our biggest problem. We have 6 awful position players. Paul Ringgold. Yeah, I think Shohei Ohtani, you look at the week that he's had, it hasn't been MVP level stuff or anything like that. But I do think that if I'm Shohei, it's got to be frustrating to go to the plate where you're getting maybe 1 or 2 pitches to hit, and then there's just no run scoring opportunities, right? When you're a guy that has 50 home run power, which he showed us last season with a career high 54 home runs, and the ability to just hit baseball extremely hard, yeah, I mean, it's got to be frustrating. And he hasn't been at his best. He has not been at his best, and I will admit to that. I mean, you guys know I bring my facts to the fight. And right now, Shohei Ohtani, over the last week, if you look at where he's at, Shohei has hit over the last 7 days. Shohei Ohtani has gone 7 of 25, hitting 280, 333 on base, 813 OPS, a triple, and a home run. So, yeah, I mean, not awful. And then tonight's game, we had a couple hot shots, especially the one late in the game that went to right. I mean, that had an expected batting average way up there. I mean, he hit that one off the, he just absolutely hit that one on the screws. But, hey, that's what's going to happen with Shohei Ohtani sometimes. I mean, tonight, the top exit velocity tonight was 107.8. Right behind that was Shohei Ohtani. In the ninth inning, he also had a high exit velocity, but Shohei Ohtani had a exit velocity of 107.5, and that was in the seventh inning. The lineout with Julian Merriweather on the mound, that had a 650 expected batting average. So yeah, I mean, the hits are coming for Shohei. I mean, he got off to a really nice start, and now it's just about, I think, kind of putting him in the best position to have success, and he needs some support for the bottom of that lineup, man. The group project, hey, he needs to start texting dudes like, hey, the project's due on Friday, and, hey, can you do something? We need some more help, more research. It's your turn to do some stuff, and he kind of needs that from the bottom. We got Delirium 9 saying Ohtani's shoulder is not 100% healed, I think. Rosemary Rodriguez, give me Hassan Kim. They need to see they're replaceable. I do think that Hassan Kim is starting to become like the backup quarterback on a team that the quarterback's struggling, and the backup quarterback is like the most popular guy because it's just like, hey, we got to try something. Hey, this guy could be that. Maybe he's that. For all we know, Hassan Kim comes up and he struggles. But I will say I'd rather know sooner than later with Kim, because if you're truly exploring the possibility of trading for a center fielder, that is going to complicate the equation if you want Kim in the mix later. So that's something that I think that they need to do early on before the All-Star break and things like that. So I think that's kind of where they're at. So I definitely want to see Kim earlier than later. And the better he plays, the better he hits, the higher the likelihood that happens. Guerrier, even during the win streak, it was come from behind every game. Yeah, we talked about that. It was kind of a facade. It was I wouldn't say it was a fake 8-0, right? But if it's like the Dodgers ER, like if just kind of as an analogy, right? And when your FIP is higher than your ERA by a lot, it's like, okay, that's gonna even out. It's almost like the Dodgers team FIP was like at a 4, but their ERA was like a .43, right? It was just like out of whack because of those comeback wins in that situation. Go Doyers. We got Rosemary, BC, Michael Burke. We were 14 runs better tonight. Stone, third series sweep in a row. Ray Brios, as long as the expectations aren't 110 plus wins, they're going to be fine. They're going to be fine. It's freaking April. Brad Burson. Yeah. I remember it was back in 2021, I think, or no, 2019. And we had this commenter that would be like, it's only April. It's only May. It's only June. It's only July. It's only August. And then it's like, it's only December. I mean, yeah, I mean, that definitely, the season comes at you pretty quick, though, I will say. It definitely will feel like it's the All-Star break before we know it. We've got some more down below. PPS says, hey, they've been facing bad pitching too. Yeah, they just haven't taken advantage of it. Jorge Alvarez, Dodgers need to eat tortas. $10 super chat from Kiki. Please get a priest or whatever to bless the whole organization. Seriously? Okay, that's a little extreme. OKC, Delirium. We got Claudia. A star-studded roster proves talent alone isn't enough. Jorge Alvarez, for sure. We cook chat. Yeah, the chat's always cooking, man. I appreciate that, guys. And, yeah, we're going to do some new structure, new segments for the post-game show. We're going to have, like, your own little section here. It's going to be awesome. We got all your comments on the screen, and you guys just killing the game. Jorge says, Kim is on a 6-game hitting streak. We're a bad team. Slump buster. That's from I don't know. I hope not. If they get swept by the Rockies, we're going to have a problem for sure. We got Carl Rojas is better at coaching than playing. We've got None 220. I'm actually a proud. Okay, yeah, guys. I feel like some people are about to get blocked. It's all good. I can go back after the chat and block. That's what I usually do. We got Kelly. Appreciate that. NS. We're counting on the division to drop off too. I don't like it. That's a great point from NS. This could be twofold here. And I've said this before, I'll say it again. I do feel like the Padres are like what Tyson Gay was to Usain Bolt. And Tyson Gay once famously said that his job, he was put on earth to make Usain Bolt run faster. I feel like that is what the Padres are to the Dodgers, right? They're in this sport to make the Dodgers better. They pushed the Dodgers to the brink in a couple of series ago. They pushed the Dodgers to the brink last year when they were down 2-1 in the NLDS. Before they would go on to win the World Series. Heck, even in 2022, when the Padres beat the Dodgers, I mean, that was kind of the beginning of, okay, maybe that's like, oh, let's get Ohtani, that kind of stuff, right? And I think that this year, too. I mean, the Padres, the Giants, it has to be a good thing for a Dodgers team that has high expectations to say, hey, look, there's guys coming for what we have, right? They want what we have. They want the title. They want the expectations. They want to be baseball's glamour franchise, the it guys in baseball. That is what the Dodgers are at the moment. And I think that it should be good for them to have both those guys this year. And it shouldn't be about, let's wait for them to drop off. Because, look, they have a really, really good Estrada. It's just been a beast for them. That Padres bullpen has been great. The pitching has been fantastic. So I don't think they're going to have a big drop-off. So I think that some competition within the division is only a good thing for the Dodgers, and I expect them to rise to the occasion. I mean, that's definitely something that should keep them engaged and motivated all year, whereas the last thing you want is what we saw in 2023 and even in 2022, where you run away with the division and then you're playing irrelevant baseball, meaningless baseball down the stretch. Then you have the layoff, and then you come out flat in the DS. So I think that they're doing the Dodgers a favor by playing well and making this a division race. And it's just more exciting. Let's just be honest about it, right? But, yep, guys, a couple more. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Trade for Bo. I'm going to talk about Bo Bichette. You guys tune in to Dodgers Dugout Live tomorrow on YouTube. And listen wherever you get your podcasts. All right, guys, a couple more here. I don't think Rojas is fully healed yet. We got Johnny says the Dodgers should hire. Okay, guess what, Johnny? You just got blocked. Block. There you go. We got the DHO. Rojas spiked the ball in the 8th. LOL, nice fielding. Yeah. We got drop Muncy and trade for Arenado. Hey, Arenado, is Arenado still hot right now? Let's see. Hey, I mean, off season, you guys told me he was washed, and I sat here and said that he was going to have a really good season. Hey, 121 OPS plus, hitting 265, a home run. Playing well, good defense too. The defense, the glove work has been really, really nice too. So we've got some more down below. We got Dodger Blue. Muncy must go. The problem is the bottom 3 of the lineup. Hey, the top hasn't played well either. But yeah, this team tomorrow, Dustin May back on the mound. The Dodgers are in a slump. They're in a funk. I'm definitely saying it. Oh, Johnny, there was some like crazy like political debate, so that's why. I mean, it's not the show for that. It's all good in the hood though. But yeah, guys. Tomorrow we got Bob Nightingale hopefully on the show. We're going to talk about kind of Luis Robert Jr. thing that he mentioned, and update on Shohei Ohtani too. There's some talk that Shohei probably won't be back until the All-Star break, as far as the pitcher, Shohei Ohtani. But we'll get into that tomorrow on Dodgers Dugout Live. Thanks for rocking with us here on the postgame show. Appreciate you guys. And definitely, let's get this dub tomorrow. You got Dustin Maney on the mound, hoping for this offense to break out. I think that the Rockies are the right team at the right time to get the Dodgers out of this funk that they're in. And if they don't, then it's going to definitely be a problem. You just have to absolutely go Lakers, go Kings, go Dodgers. Awesome, man. But thanks again, guys. As always, my name is Doug McKain. You can follow me on X and Instagram at DMAC_LA. Subscribe to the channel. Subscribe to the Discord. Subscribe to the Big Lead. If you guys are Lakers fans, I'm giving away a Luka Doncic authentic Lakers jersey. Go to the Big Lead, subscribe, have the notification bell on, and comment Luka Magic if you want to win that Luka Doncic jersey. We're going to be giving that away once we hit 2K, so definitely do that. But thanks, guys. You guys are the best in the game. Appreciate you guys. And remember, nothing brings us together quite like Dodger baseball. And until next time, think blue, bleed blue, and I'm out.